Hey guys, what's up? Arvin here now. Today in this video, I'm going to show you the Macos Sequoia 15.1 running smoothly on my X79 ZD3 gaming motherboard. If you're interested, watch this video. Okay, so like I mentioned in my intro, right now, currently I'm using my Mac OS. I'm using Mac OS 15.1, and here it is. This is my Mac OS 15.1. Let me just show you about this Mac. So this is it is recognized as Mac Pro as 2019. And as you can see, my processor is a 2 gigahertz Intel Xeon 2620, and my graphics card is a Radeon. Actually, this is a Sapphire RX 580 2048 SP that I flashed the BIOS so that it will work properly on macOS Sequoia or any Mac OS as I understand it. So then I need to flash the modified BIOS so that my graphics card or the RX 580 2048 SP will work properly. And true enough, it worked well here. And by the way, before I show you everything what I have here in my computer, I would like to give credit to Mr. Verdazil of Insanely Mac, and he helped me a lot to make this macOS Sequoia work properly here in my desktop system. Without his help, maybe up to this time, I'm still trying to find the solution on how to control or how to control the CPU usage or the core utilization of the CPU that I have right now, or what I only have right now in my computer. Okay, and again, Mr. Verdasil, by the way, congratulations on the what was it, the wedding, or yeah, I believe it's wedding. Am I correct? So, danke schön. I'll give all the credits to you. Okay, so moving on, let's go back to my desktop, and as you can see here, it's let me just as you can see here, it's running macOS Sequoia 15.1, and everything is working, even although I do not have my USB Wi-Fi dongle and also my Bluetooth. Oh, I forgot to turn it up, but I don't have it plugged in there, but it's working. And my my problem before, I was able to install this in my system using the Open Core Legacy Patcher. Maybe I'm going to make another video on how I was able to create the USB installer on Windows, because I started with Windows. It's This motherboard was running macOS Catalina very smoothly without any problem. Although the problem with macOS Catalina is that I was not able to install the latest and the greatest software that I use for my hobby. Okay, like the 3U tools, the check rain. Okay, so I can only install the old version, but it's always best to run the latest version. Okay, so it is so I can run macOS Big Sur and the previous version. So, but since macOS Sequoia is the latest operating system that the Apple released, why not try and install it here? And true enough, I was able to install and run it smoothly. So let's go ahead and let's have a look. Okay, so more info. I'll click on more info. Okay, let me just double click on that. Okay, here you go. So this is, like I mentioned earlier, it is considered as it's recognized as Mac OS, Mac Pro 2019, and I understand this is the version of this is the Apple hardware that's running Intel Xeon. So I detected the Intel Xeon that I am running right now, that I have in my desktop or in my motherboard. It's a 2 gigahertz Intel Xeon processor. I only have 16 gigabytes of DDR3. This is an ECC motherboard. So I built this. Maybe if you could check my previous video, that I maybe I've been perhaps I have been using this roughly around 3 years, or almost 3 years now, I guess. Okay, so it's running Macos Sequoia. It's running the display. It's recognizing the display very nicely. Okay, smoothly. And as you can see, it is using the 8 gigabytes VRAM of my RX 580. That, well, it's 570 now. It's RX 570, and I built this rig, this desktop, mainly for my video editing and some of my hobbies. Like I mentioned earlier, these are just a few of the tools that I'm using in this computer. Okay, what else do we have here? So like I mentioned earlier, Wi-Fi, it is working, it's detected, although I don't have it plugged in yet. I did not plug, I don't use the Wi-Fi. Ethernet is working properly. So let me, it's right here. Okay, so I'm going to blur the IP address as usual, but the Ethernet is working properly. Okay, so what you can see here is the iStat menus. Okay, these menus that you can see here, I'm clicking on, is the iStat menus. Okay, so it is clearly showing the 12 core. That's 3, 6, 9, 12. All the cores are working properly. Okay, and it's showing me the how many percentage the CPU is using right now, the memory, and the temperature. The fan is running at 17%, and I have this running for 4 hours already. I was watching videos earlier. Okay, and I also have what do you call this? The I forgot the name of this. Clean My Mac. I'm not quite sure if you're okay with that, but to me, I use this just to make sure that the my Mac operating system is running smoothly. Okay, what else? What else do we have here? Energy. Let's see. So general. Okay, this is what you can see in the journal. Well, basically, this is exactly the same. Well, this is macOS Sequoia. Everything is working smoothly. Although I haven't tried FaceTime or the iMessages. I don't use that, but mostly for everything that I use, that I do here on this computer is working properly. The sound is working. Okay, it detected all the sound or the outlet or the output that is available on this unit. Okay. Uh-huh. What else? See, everything is working. What else do we have here? Here are some of the applications that I have here. Oh, by the way, let me just open up Intel Power Gadget. And um, when I first when I was able to install macOS Sequoia, I was really happy, and because I was able to make it work here. But the thing is, the core utilization is always at maximum. It is always at 100% or 99%, and even the frequency is at steady at 2.5. So at first I thought it was okay. So when I tried to edit the edit the video here, I thought that the problem was the video editing software, or it can be that the Mac OS is really not compatible with this machine. So I post some. Oh, by the way, also give I will give credit to Careless of Reddit. He was the one who helped me enable the graphics card to work properly here in macOS Sequoia. So I posted a video before that the AMD or the macOS Sequoia that's running here in my desktop can only detect 7 or 5 megabytes of out of 8 megabytes of VRAM. But when Careless of Reddit, by the way, thank you, Careless, he asked me to do something on the config plist, to edit the config plist and have the open core legacy patcher update the system, it then after the restart, it detected the all the 8 gigabytes of the VRAM that I have here on my system. And but still, was still having problem with the core utilization. It's still at peak at 99.9%, and also the power, the frequency, the core frequency of the CPU is running at maximum. So, and true enough, good thing that Verdasil was able to help me with this. He is the one who was kind enough and patient enough to fix this. And right now, it is running very smoothly. By the way, again, credit to Verdasil for making this Macos Sequoia running very smoothly on a cheap Chinese motherboard, the X79 ZD3. And the story, or what really happened here is that before, like I mentioned earlier, I have a Catalina running smoothly here in my UNZ X79 ZD3. Since Apple released the latest version of their Mac OS, the Mac OS Sequoia. At first, I tried installing. It's nearly 1 year ago. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so I tried installing macOS Sequoia. I was able to have it installed on their system and boot and have and make it run, but the problem was the GPU and the CPU. Same problem that I got before. And after several months, I came to and says, okay, let me just try and do it again, or perhaps search the internet. So I saw there was this guy like Verdasil. He was able to make, as he mentioned, he was able to make macOS Sequoia running very smoothly, or successful install of the macOS Sequoia on an X79 ZD3 motherboard. Now the thing is, he has a different CPU. I believe he is running a 2689 or 2690 a CPU, which is totally different from the one that I'm using right now. So I tried using the EFI that he's kind enough to share his EFI folder. And by the way, on my next video, I will share the EFI folder of my setup. Okay, and just to clarify, you have to use it at your own risk. The motherboard that I'm using is a V3.6D. Okay, V3.6D. Okay, that's the version of the motherboard, X79 ZD3 motherboard that I'm using, an Intel Xeon 2620. So if you have, let's say, the same motherboard and the same CPU that I have here, which actually you can purchase off the internet like Lazada or Shopee. I will leave a link in the description box. Okay, so when you try to purchase it, check the one with the bundle, okay? But you need to verify with the seller that the motherboard that you wanted is the B3.6. I'll double check the version or the details that I have on the motherboard. Okay, I'll show it right here, um, so that you can request. So all you have to do is just purchase and then and put everything, and then create a USB installer of macOS Sequoia. Like I mentioned, I'll make a video of it on how to make a USB installer of macOS Sequoia, a USB installer on a Windows machine. Okay, and all you have to just put everything together and then let it run to make it easier for you. So easy on install. Okay, you do not need to go through the whole tedious process that I've been through. Okay, it took us several days, or almost nearly a month, if my memory serves me right, because I have a day job that I need to go, and this is just a plain hobby to me, but it's working, so I'm happy. Again, thank you, Verdasil. Can't thank you enough for this. Okay, and moving on. So this is okay. So moving on. Let's say if you have the same motherboard, and plan to run, let's say, play games on it, it's up to you. You can play games. My daughter has the same motherboard, and she has, although she has a different graphics card, she has what they call this, an OC Sapphire Radeon RX 580 with a 16 gig of, I think it's 16, if yeah, if I'm correct, or if correct, if my memory serves me right. So it has 16 VRAM on it, and but I also tried running the or using booting up using the SSD that I have here on her computer, and it was working properly. And by the way, I almost forgot. Okay, I forgot to mention. Um, I'm not quite sure if this is on every Mac OS Sequoia version. I'm not sure. By any chance, if you have a Logitech mouse, USB mouse, a Logitech keyboard, I have um, a Logitech webcam, it is not detected, or it's not going to work properly on your macOS Sequoia. I'm not quite sure if this is from Hackintosh or because of the legacy patch or the open core. I'm not quite sure if it's that's the case. But the thing is, I tried when I tried to run the macOS Sequoia on my daughter's desktop. She has a Logitech mouse, and she has a wireless Bluetooth um, keyboard, very nice keyboard, and everything was working except for the wireless mouse, or except for the wired mouse that she has there with her on her desktop. So I think there's a problem with Logitech. I'm not quite sure, but I understand there's a fix. And though I'm not using this mouse, I use this on my MacBook Air, so I have no problem. I'm not going to fix it, but I can confirm that the Rapu C280 that I reviewed years ago, it's still using right now. It's right there. Okay, the video that you're watching right now is being captured using the Rapu C280 webcam, and it's working smoothly on macOS Sequoia 15.1. Okay, what else? This wireless USB mouse, USB, what do you call this? Wireless USB lapel or microphone. It's also working properly here on macOS Sequoia, automatically detected in macOS Sequoia. And right now I'm using, like you saw earlier, I am using this in my OBS, and it's right there. So as you can see, the wireless mic is working perfect. I mean, I tried using this on my Windows machine, but the clarity and the audio is way much better in running in macOS Sequoia. And not to mention, I also did a comparison using Geekbench, and let me just show you the comparison. And as you can see, um, on a single core, although this is not the highest number, and it's not going to win any awards, but let's say this is a 430. It got a single core score of 434 and a multi core score of 2052, and this is running a Microsoft Windows 11 Pro on my UNC X79 ZD3. So even and as you can see, the power plan that I'm using is high performance. Now, let me show you the Geekbench core using Mac OS Sequoia. So, oh, wait, not this one. See, this is also running, it's a 3000, I run an OpenCL Geekbench. Just made a test out of it, just tested it. And here is the Geekbench score using the using the macOS Sequoia. Okay, so it is recognized as Mac Pro 7,1, and I got a single score of 498 compared to 434 single core score on Windows 11, and significantly higher that I got, the score that I got on a multi-core score here on Mac on Mac OS Sequoia. So I got 2,368 compared if I was running uh, Windows 11. So I guess, well, I guess that Mac OS Sequoia is using or utilizing the hardware that I have right now on my system than using Windows 11. So as you can see, although I haven't tried Geekbench or checking the score using Linux operating system. And to tell you, okay, to tell you honestly, I am using a Windows 11, or what you call this, a Tiny 11, which is a stripped down. It's a stripped down uh, Windows operating system to make it even faster and efficient, and without the bloatware. But the thing is, even with all the animations and everything that is that is installed in macOS Sequoia, still it is it got a way much better score than the Windows 11 that I installed previously here in my system. So if you're going to ask me, I would, well, if let's say if you're not doing anything that is not, let's say if you're not, if your application, if you have an application that runs smoothly, or that runs or installed in Mac OS, then I would highly suggest simply install the Mac OS Goya on your system, because you will get the full potential, or you will get the full potential of your hardware using the operating system rather than the Windows 11. Okay, so also I tried editing in Mac OS Sequoia, and I noticed that it's way much faster in rendering and scrubbing and everything. It's way much faster here in macOS than Windows. Although it runs smoothly on Windows, the DaVinci Resolve, the CapCut, it's running smoothly in Windows, but it is way much smoother. I am not quite sure what is with the macOS Sequoia, but it is running way smoother in those video editing software that I'm using is running way much smoother. Rendering is way much faster in macOS Sequoia. Okay, so let's say if you don't have a budget to have to purchase the $599 Mac Mini, the base model of the latest release hardware of Mac, or Apple, or let's say if you already have with you a X79 ZD3 E1Z X79 ZD3 motherboard, I would highly suggest for you to try and install the macOS Sequoia on your system rather than purchasing the Mac Mini. But if you don't want the headache of updates, because right now um, I'm not quite sure if you can see this. Hold on, let me just minimize this. So if we're going to see about Smack, wait, let's open up system settings. Okay, as you can see, there is one software update that is available. This is some Mac OS 15.1.1. So what I did on my, I tried to update it without any changes or any configuration mumbo jumbo. Uh, what happened is it did not work. Good thing I have a backup of my system on a separate disk, or separate disk drive, so I can simply clone it. So I can simply clone it again, so that everything's like a fresh installed again. So it did not work well for some reason, but I don't have a plan of updating this one yet to 15.1.1. So, but still, running the Macos Sequoia on an X79 ZD3 motherboard with this cheap motherboard. And like I mentioned, I'm going to leave the link in the description box, in the comment section, or in the description box if you're interested. Okay, so there you have it. I guess that's it. So what I'm going to do on my next video, hopefully I'll be able to film or record a video process on how to create a USB installer, or how I was able to create the USB installer for this motherboard. Okay, so there you have it. If you have any other questions, or if you have any other comments, please leave the link in the description box. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Okay, there you have it. See you all in my next video.